Coco Gauff strikes back. Powerful reaction to post-match statement from China Open rival. In tennis, battles don't always end at match point. Sometimes, the fiercest volleys come after the handshakes, through interviews, press conferences, and the narratives players weave with their words. The 2025 China Open gave fans a taste of this truth when a fiery post-match statement from Coco Gauff's rival threatened to overshadow the competition. But Coco Gauff is not one to stay silent. With the world watching, she struck back, not with anger, but with a powerful, measured response that showed why she is not just one of the best tennis players on the planet, but one of the strongest voices in the game. The match that sparked all the showdown in Beijing. The quarterfinal clash between Coco Gauff and her rival was already one of the most anticipated matchups of the China Open. Two rising stars, each with contrasting styles and personalities, collided under the bright lights of Beijing. Coco, 21 years old, armed with speed, resilience, and a powerful backhand. Her rival, a fierce competitor known for blunt honesty in interviews and an unapologetic on-court swagger. The match was electrifying. Coco's defense turned into offense, her speed leaving the crowd gasping. Her rival countered with firepower, dictating rallies with blistering forehands. After 3 hours of drama, Coco fell short in a heartbreaker. The crowd applauded both warriors, believing the battle had ended. But for one player, the war had just begun. The rival's statement words that sparked a fire. In the post-match press conference, Coco's rival delivered words that would dominate headlines. She's good, but she's not unbeatable. People hype her too much. I don't think she has the mental strength yet to really dominate at this level. If you push her, she cracks. The comments landed like thunderbolts. Social media erupted. Some agreed, citing Coco's occasional lapses under pressure. Others called it disrespect, an unnecessary shot at a fellow competitor. The headlines screamed of tension, rivalry, and controversy. For Coco, the sting wasn't just from the loss. It was from the suggestion that her character, her mental strength, was somehow weak. Coco strikes back a response with poise and power. When Coco stepped in front of the microphones the next day, the world waited. Would she fire back with equal sharpness? Would she dismiss the comments entirely? Her response was quintessential Coco, measured, thoughtful, but unflinchingly powerful. Everyone is entitled to their opinion, but I know who I am. I've faced pressure since I was 15 years old. I've won matches people said I couldn't. I've lost matches and come back stronger. Mental strength isn't about never cracking. It's about how you rebuild. I'll always strike back, not with words, but with my game. The press room buzzed. She had struck back, not by tearing down her rival, but by standing tall in her own truth. The weight of rivalry, a history of competitive tension. This wasn't the first time Coco and her rival clashed, both on and off the court. Their rivalry stretched back to junior tournaments, where their contrasting personalities had always sparked headlines. Coco's calm professionalism versus her rival's fiery bravado made every meeting must-watch tennis. Fans loved it. Commentators thrived on it. But for Coco, it was personal. Every jab, every statement, every headline was a challenge. And Coco's instinct was always to respond with action. Mental strength in the spotlight beyond the court. The comments about mental toughness touched a nerve because Coco's career has been defined by resilience. At 15, she stunned Venus Williams at Wimbledon, handling the world's attention with poise. At 17, she endured heartbreaking losses, yet returned stronger each season. At 19, she captured her first Grand Slam at the U.S. Open, silencing critics who said she couldn't handle the big stage. For Coco, mental strength wasn't a question. It was her foundation. To have it questioned ignited the fire that fueled her response. Part 6. Fans react worldwide. The tennis community exploded with debate. On Twitter, X, Coco handled that with class. That's why she's a champion. The rivals' comments were uncalled for. This rivalry is heating up. This is exactly what tennis needs. Storylines, drama, fire. TikTok edits spliced together Coco's response with dramatic music, portraying her as a warrior ready to strike back. ESPN analysts praised her maturity. Former champions like Chris Evert and Billie Jean King tweeted support, noting that Coco's grace under fire reflected true leadership. The next match, Coco's real strike turning words into wins. The real stage for Coco's strike wasn't the press conference. It was her next match, drawn against a tough opponent in the semifinals. Coco walked onto the court with purpose. Every swing, every sprint carried the weight of her words. I'll strike back with my game. She played with ferocity, dominating rallies, chasing down every ball, unleashing her forehand with fearless precision. The crowd could feel it. Coco wasn't just playing tennis. She was making a statement. When she won in straight sets, her celebration was understated. A fist pump, a glance to the stands where her team cheered. No wild roars, no taunts. Just proof that she didn't need words to prove her strength. The rivalry reignited a clash that defines an era. Tennis thrives on rivalries. Borg versus McEnroe. Serena versus Sharapova. Federer versus Nadal. Now, the sport had Gauff versus her rival. Two young stars pushing each other to new heights, both on the court and in the media. Their battles weren't just physical, they were psychological, and fans couldn't get enough. For Coco, this rivalry was not about hate. It was about growth. Every jab only sharpened her resolve. Every loss fueled her determination. Every word pushed her closer to greatness. Lessons in leadership why Coco's response matters. Coco's response mattered not just for her career, but for the sport. In an era where athletes are scrutinized for every word, she showed how to respond with both dignity and strength. She didn't stoop to insults. She didn't dodge the question. She reframed the narrative, turning criticism into motivation. That's leadership. And at 21, Coco was already showing that her influence would extend far beyond the court. The legacy of a strike back. Years from now, fans may forget the exact words of Coco's rival, but they will remember Coco's response. The poise, the power, the promise to strike back not with bitterness, but with brilliance. It was a reminder that champions aren't defined by what people say about them, but by how they respond. And Coco Gauff's strike back was not just about defending herself. It was about inspiring every young athlete who has ever been doubted. Conclusion, the courage to strike back. Coco Gauff strikes back. Powerful reaction to post-match statement from China Open rival. The headline captures the drama, but the story goes deeper. It's about resilience. It's about how Coco transformed criticism into fuel. It's about how words can spark fire, but actions create legends. In striking back, Coco did more than defend herself. She reminded the world why she is not just a player, but a leader, a role model, and a force destined to shape the future of tennis. And in the end, that was the most powerful reaction of all. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and share. Till next time.